inserting this little snippet right before I was about to leave, and immediately when I shut the camera off, after I was like, I'll talk to you guys later, I said, and I turned the camera off, it hit my brain. It was like, disclaimer. It's disclaiming. It's disclaiming. Okay? So somebody told you something. Somebody told you something that brought you down. It brought your energy down. And Spirit's saying, now is your time to disclaim that energy. Okay? And that's all you need to do. You do not need the tools. You don't need to figure it out. The journey doesn't have to be long. It can be any way you decide it to be. Okay? Whoever flipped your energy, okay, Spirit's saying you can transform this energy by disclaiming it. I do not claim that energy. I do not claim that energy anymore. And I kept saying in the beginning of this reading, there's something about the disclaimer, and even at the end I was like, God, there's something about the disclaimer. I'm just going to mention it. It means for somebody. So disclaim that energy, okay? It's as simple as that. Spirit wants you to say, and to say, Spirit wants to, okay, Spirit, I was going to say, Spirit wants you to know, but the word just came out my mouth. I said, Spirit wants you to say. So maybe you need to say it, or maybe there's something about saying it, right? I disclaim that. I disclaim that. I claim my own intentions, my own energy, my own path of my choosing right now, right? So that's what Spirit wants you to know. I think that's the biggest theme and energy of this full moon reading. I'm not sure if I'm going to put this at the very beginning of my reading because I feel like a lot of people might just click off. They don't make it to the end of the reading, but you're definitely going to want to make it to the end of this reading. I'm definitely going to put this in the very beginning, right before this reading starts. Okay. Hello, welcome back to the Oracle Light Tarot. It's not a coincidence that you're here with me now, that you found this reading. Something about a noise or a light clicking, flicking, or maybe you're being reminded of an experience you had. Anyway, if you hear any prancing upstairs, this is probably my dog. But I don't know. Maybe you're even hearing footsteps. Okay. Spirit's like, okay, anyway. I feel like there's a lot of information flooding in right now, and I feel like right off the bat I needed to say, read the disclaimer in my what do you call it? Information, right? Down below. No, I'm saying that right. But there's something about being aware of your power. All decisions are your own. They always are your own. Okay, and I feel like that's very important to let you know that right now, okay, that you are the word that's sticking out to me right here. I noticed it right away. Free. That you're free. Okay, so maybe somebody told you, and I have my notes here because this just suddenly started flooding in about, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes ago. And I thought, oh, I better hop on. I can just catch it all in real time. But Spirit needs you to know that you're in charge, okay? And as soon as I was seeing a you, and I was like, you, and Spirit, and then I saw the word superior, and I was like, what about superior? Like your superior? Or your superiors, okay? So there's something like that. I can hear my dog. But Spirit wants you to be reminded that you're in charge. And then it was the U and P and superior. You know me, guys. I'm a word person. I might not always spell a word correctly. Okay, or do things perfectly, but there's something about the U and P. UP, okay? Superiors. Up. Why? Up. You always have a choice. Why was UP standing out? It's weird because it made more sense when it was coming through, but I guess maybe we'll figure it out again. Yeah, it's free to fall or free to fly, something like that. It's your choice. You're in charge, okay? You always have a choice. So I think what stemmed this was yesterday, and I think this has something to do with the moon, the full moon, and I know it's yeah, it is because I'm seeing it right now. So it's an energy of, it's supposed to be lasting 3 days, but it's an energy of like you're leveling up. I think you're becoming aware. Okay, you're aware of someone got an upgrade for sure. Okay, through this full moon, or maybe you felt it in the last few days. Okay, for me, I had been experiencing headaches to the point where like I felt like my head was going to burst open. Okay. And I'm not one that gets headaches. Like I just really don't ever really get headaches. But for some reason that day I had a major headache. I almost can feel it in my head right now as I speak because I'm thinking about it. But yes, I feel like somebody has gotten an upgrade. So maybe you experienced some kind of a word. Spirit wants me to say the word experience. So for you, it could have been an experience that you experienced. Okay, so some sort of out of the norms, not usual. Okay, and in your gut, you knew it. Right? It's probably part of this upgrade. It's like a knowing, because that just keeps coming through with these readings, a knowing. But I think I got sidetracked here, but there was a reading that I watched. I'm not going to say who the reader was, but at the end of the reading, the reader pulled a card that said a long journey, and it had a big full moon on it. And then she said it's non-negotiable for you, and Spirit wants me to tell you that it's non-negotiable, she said. And immediately I was like, no. What the heck are you talking about? No, that's not, no. And I said, no, that's not negotiable for me. Okay? So I want you to know that readers are not the end-all be-all. Readers just read energy. So if readers are pulling cards and saying certain things, they're reading the energy. Not that she's wrong. Maybe it was correct for somebody, but maybe it's something they were feeling in them, that something was going to be a long journey, or maybe it was a long journey to get to a point where they were, which was weird because she was describing that her journey and how long it took for her to get where she was, which she was a very stable, beautiful place. But for her to say that your journey's long, okay, no, you don't have to accept that. If I say something that doesn't resonate with you, you do not have to accept it. Okay, you are free. Spirit wants you to know that you're free in all decisions and choices that you make. Okay, it's just we're reading the energy. Okay, and I feel like that's a lot to do with this message that's coming through to you. Spirit wants you to know. Okay, and sometimes we're presented certain things that don't feel right. It's because they don't resonate with us. They don't resonate with us, and that's okay. All right. So yeah, don't let anyone ever tell you that you can't do something, or that's not going to work out for you, or that's not the right path for you, or you should do this and you should do that. Really, we need to take responsibility for our own progress, right? That's what Spirit's trying to let you know. Okay, and something about the climb. So I just feel like I need to mention that. Spirits, it's that song coming through with Miley Cyrus. It's a climb. Something like that. Okay. Maybe some people want to experience the climb. Maybe, well, I know they do. So maybe you're getting some kind of mental clarity, all right, on something. It's either a new opportunity or something you're materializing in your world. But the movie Pursuit of Happiness with Will Smith, that part when he says, don't ever let anyone tell you you can't do anything. And there's something about basketball coming through, okay? For somebody. I don't know. There is something about refreshing, refilling, or like don't forget to gas up, something like that. Yeah. So, like this morning, I was super, super tired. I usually wake up early, like 5 in the morning, just naturally do anyways. But for some reason, I was really, really tired. And I needed like an extra hour and a half sleep. Okay. So I took it. I did it. I have several alarms on. So like every 30 minutes, my phone will keep going off. You know, it kind of gives me that chance not to sleep in too long, right? So there's something about that coming through. Taking rest if you need it, right? And then also, the song by, I think his name was Skilo, the one, I wish I was a little bit taller, I wish I was a baller. It's like a 90s song. So glad you came. That part. So glad you came. That was the first part that was coming through, and I was like, what is that song? So glad you came. So glad you came. So maybe you're so glad you're hearing this now. Maybe you were feeling some sort of way, or something about somebody not giving up. I'm so glad you came. Like, I'm so glad you decided to maybe even follow through, or maybe try out, or show up, something like that. So somebody's going to be so glad you came. I think the song is called I Wish. Yeah, and there's another part that was standing out, a rabbit in a hat with a bat. So there's something about tools and magic. So the magician card's definitely coming through and really strong when I heard that part to the song. So maybe you're utilizing some kind of tool or resource, or like your skills. Okay, so I wish I had a rabbit in a hat with a bat. So maybe you feel like you need those tools, or you're going to utilize some tools, but I feel like part of your tools in that little toolbox, the rabbit, or the bat, whatever you need. Hold on, something about the bat. Up to bat, maybe it's your time. I don't know. Bat. About communication. We did see that. I saw it when I was like opening this. There's something about communication. So that could be part of one of your tools, is the communication, using words to manifest things, manifestation power. I do that all the time. It happens. You can see it happening in my reading. I do use my intuition, but I just think it's nice also for you guys to see that in what I like to call like real time experience. You can see nothing's coincidence, and I think that's one of the reasons why I do this. Yeah, this is the belief coming through, and the freedom. You have the freedom to believe, right? To believe in yourself. So there's a level up happening, an upgrade. Yeah, a free to fall or fly. Oh, and then I was talking about the treasure toolbox, right? It's also, you might want to go and watch the April 1st full moon reading. You might want to watch the most recent Word Wednesday reading also, because those two kind of went together. The energy, which is really neat, because there were people who 3 different people who chose words, and I just found the flow to be really amazing, and just the way it all flowed, all worked out together. So I really like that. And yeah, they're definitely related, the energy. It's very magical. So you could be experiencing a lot of that. And there's something about the yes and no answers. Like, I'm looking at my angels. Maybe we'll use them, but I don't like when, you know, a reader, if a reader ever tells you like, oh no, this is a definite no, like, you know, that's not, nah. No, it's always up to you. So rest, yeah, get rest, find peace. What is this message about, Spirit? What did they come here to know? What did they come here to hear? I feel like we said a lot of it, right? It's 30 minutes in. We'll try not to take so long. Joy, adaptation. You're adapting. It's your energy to be inspired. Okay. Yeah, this is like, there's this rest and refill coming through. Maybe you needed to stop, find some kind of stillness, because it's in the reverse. So that's what I did this morning. I kind of got that extra sleep, right? It was refreshing. Maybe you've been going hard at something, okay? But with the hummingbird energy here, it literally says energy, but this hummingbird energy, it always reminds me of how they come back, right? And people refill their what is it, syrup, sugar water for them. Like, people like to feed them, and they always know where to go to get it, to refill. So maybe there's something that really fills your cup, right? Really refreshes you. Kind of where you can regain your strength, right? And find your inspiration, you know, the inspiration to continue on. So yeah, and then that's part of that adaptation. The butterfly is very adaptable. Is that the word? Yeah, they can navigate land, water, air, right? And there's also something about flowers have been coming through. So, and I didn't write that down on here, but I'm gonna write it down. It's either like plant symbolism or flower symbolism. I was thinking about when my flowers, because I'm a gardener, I love gardening, love it. And I was thinking, because I'm going to start growing some cut flowers, that I will use them in my readings during the summer or the spring. I think they're more likely to develop in the summer, but I think I'm going to use those in my readings. I'm not sure exactly what I'll do. Maybe it's a call to pick a card, or like maybe just read the energy of the flower, you know, like as in scrying. So I don't know, maybe you're feeling like inspired to do something with nature. We have birds here flying. There's a lot of air energy and water energy here. Yeah, it's like these suckers all over this octopus. The octopus is very octopi. I learned that word, like, when did I learn that word? Somebody told it to me. I didn't know. I was always calling them octopuses for a while. Someone was like, it's octopi. So yeah, the octopi. Yeah, maybe you're learning something new. Okay, or maybe you're utilizing some kind of like new language, new words. Maybe you're studying, you're just learning. It just feels like learning something new. But they're very, very intelligent. Very, very intelligent. Oh, and then this is reminding me of and it was like, how long was that? Did he say 6 months or 6 years? Like, I guess it doesn't matter, but it took the man a long time to teach this octopus It seemed like a long time. It definitely wasn't 6 days. I think it was like 6 months, maybe. Maybe, yeah. I don't know, but I guess, maybe it was AI, maybe is, I don't know where I saw this pop up. I didn't watch the video, but it was like the title. He said he taught the octopus to play the, I don't know, was it a keyboard? How do you even do that underwater? How do you get a keyboard? Or a piano? I don't know, but I guess he taught. Yeah, this definitely feels like an AI thing, but maybe it's real. I don't know. It was like one of those things where you scroll and you're kind of like, oh, what? He taught the octopus. It took 6 months to, you know what I mean? So like, so there's something about a scroll on past. Like the octopus, you can either, he has all these tentacles with these suckers, right? He can attach himself to something. Oh my gosh. And now I'm getting visualization of a fisherman, and the octopus like was latched onto his face. Something like that. Anyway, yeah, so definitely a lot of octopus, but there's like that choice. Like they're very smart. They can detach and attach themselves. So there's something about that. Spirit wants you to know. What these visualizations coming through? Spirit is hilarious. I love it. Oh, and then also, if you notice my little evil eye, this Hamsa, I've had this for like a really long time. I used to wear it all the time. So there's something about your belief in something, right? Like my beliefs on this right here, okay, like the evil eye, I don't really feel like it's a monkey. There's something about a monkey. Like, it's Florence Scovel Florence Scovel Shin. It's reminding me of the Lucky Monkey. If you type in that and just type in Florence Scovel Shin and the Lucky Monkey. So she's like one of those, she's written a lot of books about manifestation. And she would do what she would call like prescriptions, spiritual prescription, I guess, for people. But there was somebody talking about how they were trying to manifest something and they were given like a lucky monkey, and she said, oh, you see, and it didn't work out. Something didn't work out. And she said, oh, you seem to put all your energy or your reliability on the lucky monkey. Okay. So she was saying, and she was pointing out that's the reason why it didn't work out or something like that. But, and I don't know why, but I feel called to, this isn't to knock any of beliefs or anything like that, but I feel called to say, like, just pointing out my experience with this, okay? I know a lot of things are like passed down, traditional, so there could be like beliefs or tradition, something passed down to you that maybe you're coming into greater understanding of, that the energy really belongs to yourself. We don't need, it's not tools. So there it is about the tools. So needing a rabbit or a hat or a bat, right, with a song, or needing a hamsa or a lucky monkey. So there's something coming through about that. Like that's not the tools I'm talking about. The tools that I'm talking about are the spiritual gifts that you've accumulated over this adaptation period of yours, what you've learned over time, right? It's just like, well, you shuffled the deck already. Yeah, which really gives you the freedom, the nudges, the intuition, right? Listening to that and the duality. There's a lot of gifts that you already currently have. You don't need to look outside of yourself. You don't need to find a tarot reader to tell you, or a book to tell you what you know inside. We can read, we can learn, but it's really about, I'm seeing the word self-sufficiency, but like, Spirit wants you to know you are superior. You're the superior of yourself, okay? So you're superior and you are the superior. Like, you shouldn't be going to anybody but yourself when it comes to your knowing. So there's definitely something about your knowing. We don't need to look outside of ourselves. okay, for miracles, or for someone to create a miracle, right? So you're remembering this. I feel like you're definitely coming into, yeah, remembering this, right? So somebody could be experiencing a lot of like auditory manifestations, okay? And some of them don't feel that great. Maybe it was like some kind of like scare for somebody, okay? So maybe you heard something, but there was something you learned from that. Like it was about your inner state, the energy. Yeah, it's disguised. It landed in reverse, but I'm not sure if I want to read it in reverse. But let's go ahead and look at this. That was kind of, we'll read it in the shadow. So, while hiding from danger can seem like the best course and is a valid tool for survival. A lot of tools going. You must be aware not to blend in so fully that you lose yourself. Take time to recover from the danger, heal yourself, and learn to live boldly once again. Do not be afraid to show the bright colors of your personality to this world. So this is what this is kind of feeling like. Hiding behind yourself, maybe hiding yourself, and actually is hiding yourself. Like maybe you feeling like the need to kind of like a turtle or something, like going within a shell, like to keep yourself safe. Maybe this could be like a shell or a lucky monkey or some kind of tool. Is almost feels like a boundary between you and either your manifestation, or maybe even like it could feel like a manifestation that's just not, it doesn't feel good. And yeah, so it could even be like, not that it just doesn't feel good, like it could be, where are we going with the spirit? It could be like realizing that everything comes from within you, right? So there's no need to fear something, and you don't have to accept something as like scary if you don't want to, something about that. So maybe there's some kind of experience that somebody had, yeah, and maybe you felt the need to shield yourself or protect yourself, which kind of resulted in your world of being like of blended in and unseen. And maybe you were looking to be seen, or maybe you need to be seen in some way for some reason. Okay, collaborate. Okay, I really feel like it's like, looks like a gear, like your inner gears are starting to work. There's a heart here. Maybe you're going to collaborate with others. Maybe that was part of what yeah, there's a rebirth happening here, because we have the death. Wouldn't be surprised. There's definitely the death and rebirth. So there's about communication. So like maybe you, because it was in reverse when it fell here, so maybe you stopped communicating something, or you stopped doing something with others. Maybe you stopped talking to somebody. Okay, that's for somebody. Could be Scorpio. Yeah. Anything else, Spirit? What would you like them to know? What would you like them to know? Create. Yeah, you stopped creating. Okay, let's read these in reverse since they're coming through in reverse. And that card is not like a literal, like, it does not mean, it's all spiritual. Okay, it's not a real, we're not talking about real death here. It's all symbolism. Let's see. Another reason to read the disclaimers here. Why am I having trouble? It's a moth. Oh, what is this? Sorry. Okay, a change is on its way, whether we like it or not. Perhaps we are not prepared. Looking forward and toward the future can be scary and unnerving, especially when we are unsure of the route we must take. The moth may fly too close to a flame and burn. A life-changing event may be on its way. Okay, let's read the Create with the Spider. Oh, and this is reminding me of the onion. That's where I got the plants from earlier. So I had this onion. Oh, and it was hidden away. That's so freaking interesting. So like, if you feel like the need to protect and hide because you don't want something to happen or something to grow from that or to manifest from that, Spirit's saying it will manifest, like, because that's where your energy is in protecting and hiding. So it will manifest those things that you're trying to hide and protect yourself from. Okay, so there's something about that, because the other day I found an onion that was kind of like, I had a bunch of things on my counter, and I guess when I was putting away groceries, I never took it out of its little bag, and I didn't put it away, and so it kind of was like in the dark, hidden under some like bread and buns and stuff that were on the counter. And when I found it, I was like, oh, the onion. And then it had sprouted a green like stem that was already coming up from it and growing. So there's something about that, right? It's going to create anyways. But let's look at the spider. Okay, so the shadow reading of the spider indicates creative block or stagnation. It is the cobweb, so it started growing on its own slowly. I don't even know how long that onion been there. Thinking about it. It may also be urging you to try and find your creative voice. Communication, right? Once more after it has been lost in the mire of other people's demands. So make art for yourself and no one else, and try to rediscover your footing on the delicate web of creativity. So Spirit wants you to really, like I said, look within yourself. What did you come? Don't rely on the lucky trinkets, monkeys, people, even books. Like, you really have all the tools. You really have all that you really need, or all that it really takes. There's definitely something about artistic expression or some kind of creativity. So like, listen to your intuition. Okay, so I'm getting like Page of Cups energy here for somebody. Yeah, so communicate that. Let's look at the bat. If you guys are interested, this is the Wild Mystic Oracle Guidebook. I really like this deck. The bat in Aesop's fables is considered a creature of deception, neither bird nor mouse. When associating the story with communication, it's a warning to look out for those who speak falsely, right? Like I said, exactly like I said. I said that reader said, this is going to take you it's going to be a long journey. Look, I'm not saying, I find this reader to be accurate, but you need to know the disclaimers, okay? Like I said, like it's very important that you have, and I even say this in my bio, like, trust yourself above all others. Trust yourself above all others. If I say anything that doesn't, I feel like I'm giving a lecture or I'm like talking, but I feel like it's very important. This is a very, very important point. Okay, about your journey. Okay, so I feel like somebody is on a journey, or they feel like it's a journey. Okay, all right, and maybe somebody told you it's going to be a long journey, or they told you something and it brought you to this point of like defeat, right? So it's a warning to look out for those who speak falsely or claim to be something that they are not. It might also symbolize blocked communication, stubbornness, and misunderstandings. Okay, so I mean, it could just be a misunderstanding. I feel like where this reader was coming from, and I'm not going to say who, but when they mentioned that, I felt like they were, I don't know if you're aware of that, but she was talking about her long journey and how long it took to her. So it made sense that the long journey card came up. She was talking about it, okay? But that means it's for people who feel like, it's not that she's wrong, it's just, it feels like she's on a long journey. And I feel like, or they're on a long journey. They feel they're on a long journey. So if something is like mirroring back to you, something that you don't like, you absolutely do not need to accept it. You need to go within. Yeah. Find stillness, because if you're not, you need to transform. It's like transforming a fear, right? And that's part of this growing too, is this knowing. I feel like this is a really big part of the full moon, the pink full moon. The pink is like, it feels like it's like a mix of white and red. So it was like a purifying, I don't know. There's a lot of white energy coming through also. What else do we want to say, Spirit? We're going to keep it at 30 minutes. Spirit's like, I don't know. I think, yeah. Let's see. Let's just pull some charms so that way you know, like, if you need any more confirmation, here it is. Like, you is not just like this luck. It's, right? Like, it's symbolism. People use this like as like, hearing that like in the Bible, do not give unto me any given image, like I don't know what, but this horseshoe, a lot of people see it like they're like, oh my gosh, don't hold it upside down and the luck will pour out, or right, or this a horseshoe, how lucky, right? But it's reminding you, and it was sitting right there, on the edge. And I know some of you guys might think that like I'm placing, I am not placing charms. No. Okay. So Spirit wants you to know your magic, that you are superior. You are your superior. You're the one that's getting UP. Okay. Up. You're going up. Okay. Anything else, Spirit? What else would you like them to know? What else would you like them to know? So that they know this is for them. You get a clear, like, symbol that this message is for them. If they need any more, yeah, Spirit's like, no, that's what we're talking about. Okay, so there's a lot of springtime energy here. Okay, and an umbrella. And the umbrella is kind of coming off to me as like under an umbrella of like, so like maybe there could be a few things. So maybe like not specific, but like under an umbrella. Okay, more, it just feels like more generalized. It's also like, maybe allow the umbrella to close and cleanse yourself. If something doesn't make you feel good, you can cleanse yourself like just by acknowledging, I close the umbrella. This this flower needs sun. It needs the rain. It needs the sunlight. So there's definitely something about that coming through. So like closing the umbrella that you've put yourself under. It could be coming off as like that block, right? That the boundary or some kind of like boundary or fenced in energy, okay, that you've placed yourself in because of something that somebody told you. And maybe it could have been correct at the time because that was the energy, okay, because it's a mirror, it expresses you, right? So if you're hearing that at the time, you can be accepting of that, right? But it's your choice to be accepting of that, right? And even after we accept something, there's this need to like fuel it. I don't know, like fuel it, like keep the fire. It's something about like keeping the fire burning. It's giving like that inspiration energy. So like coming back, so like if you feel like you need to refuel, refresh, add another log to the fire, or I don't know, maybe start the fire over again, Spirit's saying that's absolutely fine. You're not like this starfish stuck to one thing. Okay, so there's many choices for you, Spirit's saying. There's many opportunities, many choices, many times. Okay? And yeah, so, and this is making, this tassel is reminding me of like a broom, like something that you would, maybe sweep, cleanse. Maybe you're going to be doing some kind of spring cleaning. Maybe a spring, it's giving like this feather energy also. Maybe you're saging. Maybe, you like to sage things. But that is absolutely up to you if that's your thing, Whatever you feel called to do. And sometimes it's not even, I feel like it's not. It's not the power of the sage. It's not the power of the feather. It's not the power of you're the one holding the broom. You're the one holding the feather. It's your intention, okay? So I feel like intention is very, very, very important. Your intention in something. So sometimes we do things, it's like the going through the motions, right? And it's part of that adaptation. Going through the motions, right? Maybe with joy, with knowing. It's like that flower unfurling. It's like a natural process. So a part of the doing and the experiencing, okay? And even stillness, even in stillness, like if we try to hide from things, something, it's still, it's a knowledge of knowing that, right? What happened? There was an owl. Trying to get him. So there's an owl here. Yeah, the wisdom to know. So a lot of wisdom in this reading, and I feel like if you sit with yourself and you go within and you really ask yourself, what do I truly believe about myself or about whatever this journey that I'm on is about? Okay. I'm seeing the word rational, like it's giving King of Swords energy, like giving yourself the authority. It's being intellectual. He's very rational with the mind, right? So it's definitely giving King of Swords energy here. Anything else? And I think, it's making me think of Athena with the owl yesterday that was coming through in Word Wednesday. Of the owl. So maybe you want to look into Athena, maybe you want to watch Word Wednesday. You could be drawn to that. And if you're new here and you don't know what Word Wednesday is, I'm going to make a post today. I make a new post every week for Word Wednesday. I put the date on it for the Wednesday that it'll take place, but you basically have all week up until the Tuesday before at midnight to get your words in. And we add them to this box here. It's kind of like my word box. We can pull a word before we leave here since I'm showing you this. I add it to a box, and the last time we had 3 people, it was really awesome to see the words. I was talking about this earlier in the read, and we pull the words, and then that you guys chose, and I do a reading on them. So if you're interested in that, if you're interested in watching, as an example, if you're new here, that word Wednesday, so just look for word Wednesday. You can find it in my community section on the posts, or you can find it just looking through the videos. I might make them on a playlist, you know, to kind of separate them. But let's just give a little example here. Spirit, what is the last message that you would like to leave them with? I didn't even see this one fall. And there's, so we'll take this one. What is the last message, Spirit? What would you like them to know before we close out this reading? What is it that they really need to hear right now? What is the message you would like to leave them with? Greatest version of you. Okay, interesting. It was wide open. Truth or dare? Truth or dare? It's like, yeah, it's your choice, right? With truth or dare. Truth or dare, right? Yeah. Do you dare to believe in yourself? Do you dare to... Yeah, it's really your choice. It's really your choosing, right? You get to choose. That's definitely what truth or dare is. Yeah, to me. Do you dare? Yeah. All right, guys. I will leave you with that, and I hope that this reading, you know, was beneficial to you guys, and I hope you guys choose to come back again. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and also don't forget to read the disclaimer. I don't know why that's definitely coming through for somebody. So yeah, I'm gonna leave you guys with that, and I will talk to you later.